Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. My name is Pedro Arroyo, and this is my review of White Vengeance. White Vengeance was directed by Daniel Lee. He directed Black Mask. Then again, he directed Dragon Squad, and Three Kingdoms, and 14 Blades. But hey, I figured this film would at least be entertaining. Let's look at some of the obvious reasons why. Grand sets, lots of interesting looking costumes. In America, we call them popcorn movies. You do a lot more chewing than thinking. Kind of like marriage, but never mind. I went to see this movie based mostly on who was in it. It has some of my favorite actors. Like Zhang Hanyu. I really enjoy watching him in just about anything, except a Speedo. The film also has Anthony Wong hamming it up. In this case, ham is an acronym for high as a mother. White Vengeance has Liu Yifei, whom I have almost forgiven for appearing in The Forbidden Kingdom. White Vengeance also has Wu Ma. Speaking of older actors, Chen Kuan-tai and Zhang Hanyu star in Sushi Ninjas. White Vengeance also has Andy On. Now, White Vengeance theoretically had a whole lot going for it up front, which is why it's a shame it turned out to be such a horrid mess. Like most Chinese period films, it's based on a very well-known story, at least well-known to Chinese people. What that means is they don't tell the story. They don't have things like exposition to explain what's going on. That kind of stuff would help viewers who are unfamiliar with the story understand the movie that they're watching. White Vengeance plays like a highlight reel taken from a mini-series of the story that I thought it was going to tell. It presents scenes that you know implicitly should be full of pathos and emotional energy by the way they're being presented. I couldn't buy into the story emotionally because the movie hadn't given me anything to buy into. It just goes straight to the money shot. Now that's an uncomfortable twist to that metaphor, isn't it? The other real problem is when scenes get dragged out much too long, to the point that they ease right up to the brink of farce. So now I couldn't get involved with the film because all I would feel is disdain. First, White Vengeance confuses you and then it bores you. Kind of like marriage. It's really a shame that the narrative is such a mess, because there are some good moments in this movie. There are things about it that I liked. There are some really good action scenes, especially the smaller scale ones. Andy On is literally the only action star in this whole movie, and I wish he was in more of White Vengeance because his scenes were an awful lot of fun to watch. Most importantly for me, he was convincing, which is more than I can say for quite a lot of the CGI. You can really tell that it's CGI and that they used a computer, an old computer. Some of the dramatic scenes in White Vengeance have real tension. Unfortunately, most of the others really don't. And they often end up being played so far over the top that you can't take them seriously. Anthony Wong ends up looking and sounding like a cross between Tommy Chong and Yoda.
Smoke you will.
This inanity proves contagious. I actually felt bad watching the final scene between Liu Yifei and Feng Shaofeng, because in almost any other circumstance, I might have actually gotten caught up in it. Unfortunately, by the time it happened, White Vengeance had absolutely beaten every shred of sympathy out of me, and I couldn't get involved. That's my lasting impression about watching White Vengeance. Disappointment and regret. Kind of like marriage. All I wanted was to be entertained. Is that so wrong? Instead, I got a script that was sent through a shredder before it was used to make a film, and the resultant plot holes plugged up with overacting and tedium. Oh, and I got Anthony Wong acting like an irritating pothead.
Puff, puff, give! Puff, puff, give! Fucking up the rotation.
I suppose it wouldn't be out of order to call this review White Vengeance. Now, I can't really recommend this movie more than a little, but I can recommend that if you want to watch it, you should buy a disc or rent it. Don't steal it. In the description, there's a link where you can buy this movie on DVD or Blu-ray. If you enjoyed this review, please leave me a comment. And if you didn't enjoy the review, leave me a comment anyway. If you really like these reviews, please subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get to see all the new videos as soon as I put them up. Thank you and have a nice afternoon. You ever seen the scar on Andy's lip? Crazy night out? Call 1-800-BAIL-BONDS. That scar is from making Three Kingdoms. Andy took a spear to the face while riding a horse at speed. Oh, what's that you say? It's just a movie spear? Try telling that to his face, or the 7 surgeries he went through to fix it. I have only one thing to say to Andy On.
Respect.
Oh, that got away from me.